Hello. Third day in a row, is it maybe? Wouldn't normally do it this way, but I've just had stuff pop up during the day that I've seen that I thought I would shit out a video on. Uh, yeah. And one of the things I just saw was Zealous did like a little live stream VOD thing. And I was trying to sit through it and watch it, and it's a lot of rambling. And this isn't a lot. It's a lot of rambling with non-specific stuff, which is kind of one of the problems in his videos. But this isn't an anti-Zealous video or anything. But what he kept bringing up over and over and over and over again was this constant fucking new players. And I thought I would sit down and talk about that shit because this game, and Rel specifically, has spent a lot of time over the years constantly spamming shit about new players. It's, we had a whole entire new player experience patch and all these little mechanics in the game that have been thrown into the game for new players, and everything is about new player. Reality check, guys. The game's fucking, this will be its 11th year, right? Give it up with the new player shit, because at this point in the game, with where its populations are now, and you could have actually made this argument probably 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even further than that, this game ain't going anywhere. So constantly catering every single fucking thing in your game to new players that you're, number one, you're not going to get, and number two, even if you do get them, you're not going to stay, and number three, you're going to alienate everybody who's already playing your game and has some level of investment in it. And we've seen that over time. How many different times did Rel attempt to cater the game to new players? And how many years do we have to read and listen to these people talk about fucking new players, man? It is so annoying because I get it. The idea is pure, right? You're trying to do things for that, but these developers and these players don't understand what that entails. When you try to cater your game to people who wouldn't otherwise play it, or are not interested in playing it, and you are molesting your fucking game to attract people who aren't interested in it anyway, and then they're going to quit anyway. What's the point? We've got the results for this new player constant spam garbage already, guys. So my point here is you got to give it up on the new player experience shit. And one of my major pet peeves about new player experience constantly being spammed is the fact that we've spent so much time focusing on that. And to me, new player experience shit was always a emergency exit, get out of jail free card for Rel to focus on because he doesn't know how to address actual issues with the game. New player experience was always a red herring. It always was, because the people you've got in the game, you've got to accept what the fucking game is. And we have a massive community of people, which is weird to say. I shouldn't say that because the community is fucking 2,000 players, which isn't very massive, but we've got a massive percentage of the community that that thinks that if you just make the new player experience better. Now, granted, the new player experience is shit in this game, and it always will be shit because of the way the game is structured and oriented, and a lot of the stuff that's been added doesn't help. I've read a post like 2 days ago that this guy is new to the game and he's in Sanctuary and he has no fucking idea what to do. Whereas at least before Sanctuary, which is a complete and total waste of time, before Sanctuary, at least he would be in a warp gate and he might have a chance to stumble upon a galaxy or something that might drop in to pick him up, or fucking, be around people that invite him to a platoon or something like that. We already had that. So Sanctuary, in general, the nature of the way the game is set up, there is a little bit of a learning curve just to get into fights. Did we ever address that? No. What did we do? We put Auxiliary Shield in the game. The Rel Trinket that breaks the fucking headshot BTK on a lot of guns. Like, stupid shit like that. And suggestions from people, I always used to read suggestions from people in Sirius's chat about, oh, we need to nerf the headshot multiplier, or we need to give a helmet to new players that reduces incoming headshot percentage damage by like 70% to help them get ready for the game. And my argument has always been, if you're gonna fucking shelter them and baby them and pad the actual gameplay experience from them so hard, how the fuck does that teach them how to play the game? It doesn't prepare them at all for that, because when they hit whatever arbitrary level and don't have their little fucking sped retard helmet anymore, they're gonna get shit on. And they've been brought into the game, at least to start with, thinking that that's how the game works. These ideas are so fucking ridiculous and stupid. Like, yes, train them to play the game by have them not play the game. Yeah, very intelligent guys. Yeah, all this shit. You have the new player experience patch, which, man, that was, what year was that? Like 20 fucking mosquito. What year was that? Like 2017? 2017? You know, that shit patch that like changed names. They gave new players attachments on their guns for free, like laser sights and stuff. Or they put they renamed the loadouts for the classes and stupid shit like that. Okay, and then to be frank, Arsenal update is one of the bigger new player experience patches you can have, because you've essentially had a patch that removed any semblance of recoil control that you needed in the game with all these fucking stupid attachments they put in the game. You removed the good players compromise ultimately failed because the person that we were dealing with to try to coordinate that acted in bad faith, as he always did. So we the good players compromise, what I'm speaking about is, yeah, take Nanoweave out of the game, balance some stuff around it being removed from the game, so we can stop listening to this bullshit about the headshot discrepancy between Nanoweave and non-Nanoweave targets and people who choose not to wear the best in slot suit. So once Nanoweave was gotten rid of, and if you had anyone remotely competent that understands that you need to do some normalization on big damage body shot weapons, that would have been fine. And we could stop listening and hearing about all this shit about the headshot multipliers too fucking high. Well, of course, that didn't happen. We lost Nanoweave. They buffed shotguns 3 fucking times within a calendar year. Battle rifles and all these big damage fucking body shot weapons still haven't been normalized. It's just cancer. And who does that help? It helps fucking shitters. How many times do you trade with a shitter now that you never would have otherwise traded with? I mean, the weapons have always been laughably easy to use, but now they're even more laughably easy to use. People die obviously 20% faster because some shit was never fucking normalized, and it probably never will be. The game completely caters to this the whole time. I just can't think of too many other ways. When I try to think of what you could do more to make the game more shitter and new player friendly, it's one of the most shitter and new player friendly games you have, besides like trying to get into the fight. But most of that is solved when these people just join their outfit or join some fucking Zerg fit. They just get orders of where to go, or just a waypoint on the map. Like the new player experience thing, how do you even more cater the game to people who don't care about it? And this is a fundamental mistake that I see developers and I see a lot of people in these communities continue to make. Stop raping your games for people who wouldn't otherwise play them, because the game already has. Look, man, we're going to be 11 years into the game. The game has the population that it's going to have. You guys have to get over the fact that this game is not going to fucking grow anymore. It's done. It's done growing. And all of the shit that we've had to do for new players and degrading the fucking game for little Timmy, Johnny FPS to play the game for 7 fucking minutes, it hasn't helped the game. It hasn't helped the game. You did all this shit. You've spent so much time being a champion for the new player experience like Rel was. And what have you solved? What have you done? You didn't grow the game. You didn't fix any of the game's existential problems. Because you use the new player experience as a fucking red herring and excuse to not do any of that shit. Because you were too busy trying to make the game better. Now, is the new player experience probably better than it was 10 years ago? I imagine, but at the cost of what? At the cost of there are no fucking players playing anymore? And you have to get over the new player thing, because the more you cater the game to people who are new at the game and don't care about it, the more fucking dumbed down and stupid the game gets. And the people that are still playing, the few, the proud, that are still logging in and playing your game every day, weirdos, yeah, you keep fucking around with stuff that they enjoy doing. You keep nerfing fucking classes that they enjoy playing and all that shit for the sake of the new player. Yeah, you're going to have nobody left. And you pretty much already have nobody left. So you guys have to get the fuck over this thing about new players. The game's never coming back. You're not fucking going to grow the game. Stop catering the game and stop putting all these balance things in the game to fucking attract new players. Because when they come, they still get farmed because the game's 10, 11 years old. And a lot of games that live this long have this problem. You come to the game, there's been people playing it for a decade, and you're unwilling to, like the casuals of today are unwilling to spend the time to learn and even ever improve. If the game doesn't fucking play itself for you, they check out. So why are we going to continue to try and cater our games, especially legacy games at this point like this that are almost 11 years old? Why are we going to continue to erode the core foundational things that people that are still playing the game enjoy doing? What's the point? You're not going to fucking grow the game anymore. It's over with. Give it up. The new player experience has always been bullshit. It's always been bullshit, and everything that's been done to the game to fucking water it down and make it fucking easier for little Johnny FPS to get a single kill before he dies 30 fucking times in a row. Congratulations, you're 1-30 now instead of fucking 0-30. What fucking difference does it make? The guys that farmed you before will always and still farm you now. The mechanics that are in the game that real FPS players use to fucking shit on you, yeah, sorry. You want to fucking nerf the headshot multiplier? Go ahead, nerf the headshot multiplier. It just makes the game harder for you to still. And those guys that were headshotting you before, whereas you didn't, will still fucking headshot you and kill you before. And you'll still quit. You'll still quit. You'll find some reason to quit, Mr. Casual New Player. Give it up. The new player experience, we've worked on it for 8 years now. And it was one of the major things in Rel's legacy of failure that didn't do anything. You didn't fucking grow the game. All of it failed. So why are we still clinging to this? All the development that's coming up for this year needs to be cleaning up the fucking disaster and the mess that Rel made of the game in the last 2 years. That's it. Fuck off with the new player shit. Fuck off and dumbing down mechanics. Fuck off and making the game easier for people who don't care about FPS games. Fuck off. Stop doing it. I'm tired of hearing about it. Leave it be. Fuck the new player. It ain't, maybe not for a new game, but for this game, it's time to give it up.